Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome to a brand new video of a game that has not even been released yet. It is a demo of a pre-alpha game, Manor Lords, and it's a medieval kind of city builder where it's got some kind of warfare type things in it as well, kind of survival, all sorts. It's an absolutely fantastic game so far. I've been playing it for a few hours now. As you can see, this is a settlement that I've built so far, and it's taken me a fair few hours to get it into this stage, and I don't leave it alone because if we leave it alone, there is unfortunately no save function on this at the moment. So as soon as I close the game, that's it, it's all gone and I have to start fresh. But I am going to do that for you guys. I'm going to close this down. I'm going to start a completely new one, but this is the kind of settlement that we've got so far. It's like we say, it's taken quite a while, but we're going to close this down. We're going to start a brand new one, and yeah, we're going to kind of show you how you get to this sort of stage, because it's taken quite a lot. If you do it in the wrong way, you can run out of food quite easily, you run out of resources, and everyone just dies, and it's not great. So you've got to really kind of pick the moments well, where you put your workers, what you build in a certain order as well. And there are achievements out there that you can get, and to get those it is quite difficult. There's not really a tutorial as such, not one that I could really find or get used to anyway, but I managed to get into it quite quickly, quite easily. So this is with just kind of jumping in with a few hours gameplay behind me, getting used to it. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to close the game and we're going to start a brand new one, and we're going to take you through all of it. So after very reluctantly closing that game there, because it took me a fair few hours to get that one right, we are back. So game's loaded up, and when you first open the game, this is all you get. You get your settings, new game settings, obviously all down here. You've got your camera, you've got your graphics, audio, key bindings, everything like that. I've kind of just left that alone. I've not really touched it, and it's been working pretty great so far. Whenever you go in, new game, obviously you've got this sort of options here, but of course all of it's locked. Obviously this is a demo of a pre-alpha game, so it's very limited of what you can do. But like we were saying, there are the aspects of you can build armies, you can conquer lands, everything like that. It's all built in, and it's kind of got like a World of War-esque kind of gameplay to it in that. But we are just going to be obviously doing what we can only do. When you jump in, of course, you've got your coat of arms. Basically, you can make everything that you want. So you've got your name. We're going to change this to Sir Pulse a lot. I think that works. You can choose your person. I want to pick someone who isn't threatening looking, and I think this guy is the least threatening looking out there. Coat of arms as well. You can customize all this. You can obviously choose everything that you would want. Let's go for a nice simple one. Oh yeah, I quite like that. Let's go. We've got to go red and white. Yeah, that looks cool with the stripes. I think the second one. What do we go for? Maybe these ones, and we go for, yeah, the black and white ones there. Let's change this sigil from whatever that is to one of those. And nice rose, and I think we'll go red on the rose with some green. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Go back to the second one. You don't want to spend too much time on this because of course you can't save it at all. Let's go green with a splash of. Oh yes, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, let's go with that. Cool. So that's all really kind of you can do. You can load a custom one if you really wanted to, and change a couple of things like that. I don't think that's fully working either. So like I say, pre-alpha, demo, pre-alpha. It's like the first version that's been released. There's going to be bugs all the way throughout. Starting supplies, approval, weather events. You can obviously change these. You can start with literally no supplies. I would recommend starting with standard if you're very new to it. Nothing very, very difficult to get going. Approval, balance, weather events. Yeah, again, I keep it all balanced and nice and simple, nice and easy. Click begin. We jump in. So obviously, like we say, pre-alpha game, nothing released. Lots of bugs in the game so far, but you know, I'm sure we update. I'm not sure how long this game is going to be available as a demo. I think it's only a few days or so, but you can head to Steam and you can download this. It's only a few gigs, so it only took me about half hour to download, so you can download it pretty quickly. So this is what we start off with. We start with our homeless sort of tents here, with a few of the peasants that we are going to be looking after and putting to work. You start with Hans, the ox, and some supplies. I will say that the names of the peasants are questionable. Tommen, not too bad. Jacob, not too bad. Vic, not too bad. Okay, so these guys are actually named okay. On the last one that I had, some of the peasants' names were quite questionable, where I probably would have had to have blurred them out because they were, well, they were profanity. Let's put it that way. It wasn't good. So we start with a new message. So there is a fire at the heart of every settlement, a bastion of safety, warmth, and the light against the darkness of the world. On this cold spring morning, your men blow on their fingertips, their breath clouding in the air, but there is plenty of work to warm them up. So obviously, basically, nice little story there, and it gives you some objectives. Construct granary, logging camp, forager hut, and a storehouse. We've got 365 days to do that. Basically, we have a year to get that done. So obviously, we can accept this, and we go in. So you've got your top here. You've got your unassigned families, your assigned families. When you click these, you can see what they're doing. Waiting, procrastinating, they're all kind of unassigned. Your assigned families, we've got no one assigned, total population, and the approval rate, public order, region wealth, livestock, number of months before supplies run out. This is a crucial one, of course. So you've got food. We've only got enough food for 3 months. We've got enough fuel for 20 months. So we've got to make sure that we get that sorted out. We've got the main hub here. This is kind of like your development thing. There is a tree in here, but I've not seen anything. I think this is all locked and nothing can be done within here. But again, it just shows that there is progression throughout the game. That is a lot of things you can do, which is pretty cool. You've got your crops of how much you've got. Obviously, we've got no fields at the moment, so we've got nothing. We've got our food. We've got 19 bread. That is it. So we've got to make some stuff. Whether it's grow berries or forage for berries, hunt meat, or grow vegetables or anything like that. Fuel, we've got 20 firewood at the moment. We've got 8 timber. We've got no stone. We've got 1 tool, no materials, nothing along those lines. So you start with borderline nothing. Luckily, we can build a lot of things. Overview of sort of your area here. You can just see kind of the outline of your area and what you've got. So you've got these symbols here. You've got wild animals here, there. So you would build sort of hunting lodges near there. Not going to lie, we've kind of been shafted in this one slightly. We've not got a lot. So we've got an iron deposit here, which is cool. And we've got some berries, which is nice. But obviously they're seasonal. So we can obviously forage those during the year. But come winter, it is gone. We cannot do it. So it's very strict when you get to winter. There's not a lot. We've got a stone deposit there. So we're going to be kind of focusing on sort of meat area as well. So we're going to have to be hunting some deer to kind of help out with our food deposits. Because when we go to the outer map, obviously all these regions here which are locked, we can only play in this region here. So you can see all the other regions, but at the moment the conquest is locked and we can't do anything. So we are stuck in our land, but in our land we have full control, and you have got full control of the camera as well. And I've got to say, this game, first impressions, is absolutely beautiful. I kind of get when you come down here, I know it's medieval, but when you come down to the sort of this level, I really get some Red Dead Redemption vibes from this. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, obviously that's Cowboys. This is medieval. So completely different time of the year. But like I say, we're going to jump in and we're going to start building some stuff. So down here at the bottom, you've got your kind of main tools. You've got your add and remove roads, where literally you would just go down here and, like the tutorial says, you would just kind of jump in and drop it down. So get the tool, click again. You can then put a bend in, click again, put a bend in, click again, connect it up, and then click on the hammer, and it builds that road. Nice and simple. And it doesn't cost anything or anything like that. It just does it. So nice and easy, simple thing to do. But like we say, some of the things we got here. So we've got to construct a granary, logging camp, forager hut, and storehouse. So first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we've got food. So I would say food is the most important thing. So forager hut, and the berries were over here, weren't they? So the closer to the berries we can go, I would say the better. So we will do that, and then to help them out a bit, we shall build them a road. Probably not through the... let's go through the trees here, make it a bit picturesque. Build that. So nice picturesque little road there for the berries. So those guys are then going to start working on that one. And of course, for any unassigned families, they would just immediately start working on building. So that's a nice little feature. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you've got people working on it or anything like that. If you've got unassigned families or anyone not doing anything, they will help with the construction. So as you can see, construction is beginning. We have our man here, Tommen, who's dragging Hans the ox, a lump of wood, and he's going to start building the main foundations of this forager hut. So that will be the main thing. Now, of course, we're going to need some more of these logs, so construction-wise, and it's something that we are going to need, a logging camp. So, see here, that's a woodcutter lodge, so logging camp. Here it is. So we need to build one of these. And again, I would suspect we'll probably want to build these near a dense tree deposit. No denser than over here. So we can, I would say, act that probably, I would say there, because then we don't have to destroy any trees to get it in the way. And we don't have to worry about losing any trees. So let's get a nice pathway to that there as well. So there we go. So they're going to be building those. We can speed this up. You've got the pause, you've got the play, you've got the fast forward, and the even faster fast forward. You've got the time of year, March, of course. You can see where you got your berries and everything like that. Winter, nothing grows basically. So you can't sheep shear or anything like that. It's very, very restrictive. So you need to make sure that you've got good harvest over the winter. So we've got the logging camp going up. We've got the forager hut going up as well. But we need a granary and we need a storehouse. So at the moment, our food supplies and fuel are right here. They're out in the open. So if it starts raining, well, we're knackered. It's going to start getting moist, wet, and no one likes soggy bread. So let's build a granary just to get that out the way and sorted. So we'll head over to storage out of the options down here. So you've got gathering, you've got mining, storage, village life, farming, industry, trade, and the administration and military. That's quite heavily locked at the moment. Obviously, we'll need to build quite a large area before that really gets unlocked. So that's kind of a no-go for the time being. Same with trade. You'd probably want to stay clear of that one just for the early game. You want to be focusing more on the gathering and the storage more than anything. So like we say, granary here, construction's cost is 2 logs. Stores 500 food to help the food stores supply faster, basically. But we'll go on to the food stores a little bit later. You kind of want to build these close to where you're going to build the stalls. So again, you probably want this relatively close to where the food comes from as well. So so if we go somewhere halfway down the mark there, it's connected to the road already that we've already placed. That's good. And a storehouse as well. So if we build that relatively close, let's go for that there. So all 4 items that we need to build now are going to be built. So we're going to speed this process up a little bit, and we'll be back in a moment. So just quickly, guys, I just wanted to come back in at this point here. So the forager hut is now built. You can see it here. So that's all good. And obviously we need to get that we need to get that ready and filled with berries ready for the winter, basically. So when you click on a building, you've got sort of the general stuff sort of here. So you've got your workers. At the moment, we have no one assigned. You can assign up to 4 people to this forager. But remember, we've only got 5 families. We've got 5 people in the area, so we've got to be very careful because we need workers and we need people doing the foraging and everything like that. So you need to kind of balance it out carefully. So obviously we need food, so we'll get someone assigned to that one straight away, and they're going to start foraging for berries. And the berries are just here. So because we built that so close, you should be able to do that nice and quick. So we're back now, and as you can see, we've got our buildings all built now, which is good. And as soon as that is complete and they're all built, we get a message. So we're going to jump into this one now. And as you can see, your supplies are now dry and secure. The first stage of the work is done. Of course, you've got all the rest of the gibberish there. Now, your next objectives, you've got construct a well, and you've got the burgage plot. So basically where your peasants will live and new families can join the settlement and everything like that. So we've got to build 5 of them. Now, they take a lot of supplies, so it's going to take a while before we get to that. But as you can see, we've got another year to do that. So we've got another 365 days to get that done. So as you can see, it only took us a few days to really get everything built there. But now is the time of gathering supplies. This is going to take a while to get this next section done. So, as you can see, we've got our storehouse, we've got our granary, we've got the forager hut, which has already got some berries there. So, that's nice. And you can see here that our food has gone up. We've got 24 berries and 7 bread. So, obviously, these guys will need to eat. Logging camp is built. We've got someone allocated to that already. So you can see they're starting to give us some more timber, meaning we can start building some more areas as well. Now, timber is crucial for a number of things, obviously building, but also to create firewood, fuel. We need fuel to help us get through the winter as well, to help make fires and everything like that, keep warm. So that's crucial as well. Like we're saying, food, we've got enough food for 6 months with the amount of people we've got. We've got enough fuel for 18 months. So you would think, yeah, you don't really need fuel, but hey, it runs out quickly. So we need to make sure that we stick on top of it. So construction-wise, we need to make sure we've got something that can make fuel. As you can see, logging camp, workers fell trees, and they produce timber for construction. Move one across, a woodcutter lodge. Now, workers chop down nearby trees to produce firewood. So again, construction costs a log, but or a timber, but again, you can put that anywhere, and these guys will cut down trees as well, but crucially they will make firewood, so that's quite a critical one as well. So we'll place this one down, and we'll probably place it down pretty much next to the wood timber. So they're all the woodworking guys, so they're going to work together to make sure that is all good and sorted. So we'll click play again. Granary, we've got someone allocated to this who is now moving the food from one location to another. Who is our chap here, people? Here's our granary worker. He is transporting. Here he is. Not sure what he's transporting at the moment. Oh, he's holding timber. There we go. But like I say, pre-alpha, so you can't actually see what he's holding yet, but
heaven shine down and grow the land.
There we go, enjoying the sunny weather. So he's heading back and forward from there to collect this food here and the supplies. So he's doing what he needs to do. Probably shouldn't have put that so far away from where the food needed to be, but I wanted it close for when it came to getting this stuff into there. So we'll have to see what he does. He's got quite a bit of food there to get moved. Storehouse, this would store things like logs and iron ore, lots of generic things, leather, things you create, but not food. That all goes to the granary. Food, stores go to the granary. Anything else goes to the storehouse. So, as you can see, logs being built up there. That's all good. So, wells. We need to build a well. So wells you would find in the village life area where you can make your burgess plot. We'll go on to that a little bit later as well. You got your market areas, your market stalls, taverns and churches. And obviously these things all have their roles to play, but it takes a lot of stuff to get. You got to think it gives citizens of the region access to ale. But how do we get ale? we've got to make it. So you've got to build farms and so on. There's lots to do before you can even get close to a tavern. So for the time being, we'll stick to what we need to do is wells. Now, and as you can see, a lot of blue lines have popped up. These are, I think, underwater rivers, I think we'll go with. Sources, basically, of water. So we need to build one of these. But as you can see, we haven't got enough resources. We need wood. This is why we get a whole year to get this done. So we're going to have to wait until our man, who is up in the logging area, gets us another log, and then we can build a well. So we're back, and as you can see, we now have some timber, which I think he's dragging off to the storehouse. So before he drags it off to the storehouse, let's get a well built. So as you can see, we can't build one here. There's no water, but we can build one here. We can build one here. We can build one here. We can build one anywhere, basically, and you can connect a road up to it. So we just need to find a nice place to build a well. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of more an aesthetically pleasing purpose. I think we'll probably just go here next to that. So again, they're going to build that one in this construction phase as well. So as you can see, status, all workers are busy. It's waiting its turn. So obviously we're building this area first over the well. But of course you can change that. You can go into here and you can give the priority more to the well. As you can see, they'll then change what they're going to do, and they'll go and start building the well. So as you can see, the well is now built, and it's also raining, so that's nice. You get a look at the sound, listen to the sound as well. It's pretty nice. Lovely peaceful game when you really get into it. So as you can see, our well's built first because we changed the priority. Now it's gone back to the woodcutter lodge. As you can see, food, we're increasing our food because we are foraging berries, everything like that. We've still only got 5 people to feed, so that's the kind of crucial bit that we've got at the moment. So as you can see, trees are coming down. We're getting those logs sorted out, getting the timber sorted. We've got our area here, so we've got 4 bread now in the granary. Luckily we did that because, of course, our food here, exposed food, still here getting wet, so we don't want that. And the same for the exposed storage as well. Our wood fire here, our fuel is getting wet as well. It won't it will damage it, but it won't damage it too badly. So we just need to get it back into the sort of storage area. As you can see, it's all getting sorted out and moved, which is the main thing. Obviously, resources are going to be one that we're going to need to get involved with, things that we can sell. Trading post later on, this is what the stone deposits will be. Obviously, the iron deposit as well, where you can build mines and get that all sorted as well. You can build tools and so on, but you need 3 buildings in total to make tools. 3 workers as well to make tools, and that's just that. So you kind of need to move your people from one area to another. So essentially what we're going to need is more people. And how do we do that? Burgage plots. We need to build the houses now for where people are going to stay. Now, at the moment, our terrain that we've got here is quite hilly. It's quite, it's quite not very nice. But there's a nice little flat bit here where we could build a good lot of houses. So we do need 5. But obviously our resources at the moment are very, very thin. So basically, we're going to need to put everyone on resources. So I think for the 2 remaining people, we're going to add them on to the logging camp to get us more timber and see what we can do from there in terms of building stuff. So welcome back. So we have got ourselves a nice few set of logs now. As you can see, we've got 10 timbers. So we're all good on that one. So now it comes to building the burgage plots. So what we do, basically we go to construction and we go to village life, and as you can see here, we've got our burgage plots here. So like we said, the land that we're going to choose this nice flat area here. So nice one to build on, and for the houses to do extra things as well. Now the way we construct those, we need to kind of draw out the area. So you start with this little dot thing, kind of like the roads. but you would build a sort of grid area. So you would do your lines however long you'd want to do it or anything like that. But I think a nice length like this is a good starting point in terms of how long you want the house garden sort of area to be. And then you've got the sort of length here of how wide you want them. And as you can see, when we're going to finish this now on the fourth one, it shows us there's 2 plots there facing that way, but we need 5. So let's stick with that one. And then on here, you get the 2 options. You get the construct or you get the rotate tools. So let's rotate these. As you can see, that gives us 4 plots there at a nice, decent size. So we need 5. So let's redo that one. So to get rid of that, just left click all the way and start again. So the length was good. So let's start a little bit earlier on here. So let's go the same height there. And let's go a little bit longer. That should do it. So as you can see there, still 2 back there. 1 2 3 4 5. Lovely. As you can see, construction cost is 10 timber. We have got 10 timber, so we can construct this. So we click that, it will clear the land, and then these guys will start working on that. So, as you can see, our first house is built, and we've got this little warning that's popped up. Peasants are coming to your village. This is great, but watch out for your supplies. Hungry and cold peasants can rebel. Got it. Right, so we need to make sure that, yes, we've got another family that's going to be moving in very soon, but we've got to make sure that we can feed them. So, as you can see, we've got unassigned Agnes here, who is now going to be doing whatever she is going to need to do, i.e. building stuff maybe, or helping just move some supplies. Whatever she's going to be sort of assigned to automatically that we don't need to worry about. But like we were saying, more people means we're going to need more food. And as you can see, we've got 61 berries and we've got 5 bread. So that's all well and good, but we're going to need some... more food. Now we've got some animals down here. We've got some stags. There's the rain really picking up here. So there's some nice food there. So we need to make sure that we've got some good supplies of food coming in. We have got some more up here. I'm thinking in terms of closeness, this one is a bit closer. So I think we'll go ahead and we'll build sort of a hunting area here. So gathering, we need a hunting area. So as you can see, there's where the food is. That's where they are. So let's go with just here. Let's get that. Let's give it a nice pathway there. Nice little crossroads area. So that's going to get built now as well. And of course, we've got these getting built, but I think winter's getting close, so I think we'll up the priority of this over these buildings, just so we can get that built. We can start get people hunting. We can get some more food coming in. So we've got our hunting camp here now, and we've assigned someone now to jump in on this one. He's going to start hunting. You've got your hunting limit here of how many he wants to get, but obviously you can keep that probably at 20. He won't reach that by himself. Obviously, he's got his area there. He's got his generic storage area, and he's got his pantry where he would keep the food. And obviously, you don't want to keep the food there because how they're going to people are going to get it. So the food would then go to the granary. So the person who is assigned to the granary here he would then go to each place and collect the food from there and store it here. This is where the food stays. So everyone who would live here would have to go into here and collect their food and then go back. That's where the marketplaces come in, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. So obviously we assigned 3 people to the logging camp earlier on to get the logs quickly to build the houses. So they're still being built. That's all good. We had the logs for that. That's done. But now we don't really need that many logs now. We've got 5 currently, so that's all good. So we've dropped it down to 1 person now. So one of those people went to the hunting camp, and one of them went to the woodcutter lodge. So this person here is now going to continue to chop some trees, but he's going to make firewood, fuel that we need. So as you can see, we've got 11 months worth of food, we've got 14 months worth of fuel, but we need to stay on top of that. So of course, as soon as these people start moving in and we start getting more families, we're going to start to have more hungry people. We're going to need more supplies to feed everyone. So that's kind of the crucial moment of that one. Now, here's a quick one. So this is it's a wandering trader, basically. A merchant. This sort of person here can sell, buy, anything like that we may produce or things that we would need. At the moment, they're going to keep just walking through and not stopping because we have no trading post or anything like that. You can build a trading post just here, and we are able to build one of those. Construction is for regional wealth, anything like that, and it opens up a couple of things as well. It is quite big, and we will need someone to man it, but at the moment we need to focus on ourselves. We can't really sell things for money. We don't really need money for anything as of yet. We just need to survive. So that's the aim of the game so far, is just surviving the first winter. And as you can see, we're in September at the moment, so winter is very quickly approaching, so we need to make sure that we have enough food and fuel to be able to survive that. Now, as you can see, our chap here has caught something. He's crafting now, and he's going to give us a nice bit of food for us there, and that's increasing that will increase our food. That will give us some nice meat to get us all sorted out and ready. But we need to wait until these houses are built, and as you can see, they're still in construction, so we'll take a quick break and we'll be back as soon as they're built. So the last house just been built then. We've completed that one, and we've got a new development point. So we've got a message, and our quest is complete as well, our residential quest. So we've got our nice 5 houses, and we've got all of our stocks. So let's see what the message says. So comforts and conveniences. As you walk the perimeter, surveying your village with pride, a woman walks past you. She's bent nearly doubled under a sack, and you ask how long she's been walking, and she tells you it takes half the day now to get the food and all she needs for her family. So basically, we need to think, where do we store the food? Where do we keep the food? Where can we give the food to the people that have just moved into our area? So as you can see, construct a burgage plot level 2. Now we're going to go over that because that's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time. Construction, food stall, firewood stall, and clothing stall as well. And as you can see, we've got 1,825 days to complete this. So a fair few years to put it into context. So plenty of time to get that sorted out. But that burgage plot is going to take some time doing. And I'll go over that because it's quite confusing. So, as you can see, we've got our nice 5 houses now. I've built an extra little road here, so they've got nicer access to it. So there we go. You can see right in here, involved. You can see everything that we want. So let's click on a house. So on one of your plots, you can see here. So to upgrade to level 2, we're going to need some things. We are going to need everything. All the green requirements must be met. So on here, all the green requirements. So food, we got one of them sorted, one of them isn't. Number of food types available on the marketplace. So we're going to need at least 2. At the moment, it's just kind of berries. Well, there's bread there as well, but I think as soon as we start getting meat going in as well, that should be good. So we just need a couple more options. Clothing. Now this is a very difficult one. We're going to need cloth, leather, and yarn to get all of these piped up. Entertainment, quality of drinks. So we're going to need a tavern, and faith. We're going to need a church. So we need a church, we need a tavern, we need clothing. So basically, entertainment, that we're going to need fields. We're going to need barley to create malt, and then ale, and so on. Faith, we're going to need a church, of course. And clothing, we're going to need wool, leather, we're going to need from hides. So we're going to need all these things to help build these sort of items to help sort that out. So a lot of work ahead of us. Now you can see this little thing here, construction extension. So additional things. So houses can produce vegetables, they can have chicken coops that can produce eggs, and a goat shed. Now the chicken coop and the goat shed, they require money. As you can see, we have no regional wealth at the moment, so we can't even build those. The only thing we could do is make a vegetable garden. We can do that. So we'll do that, and that will bring food to everyone. That will make vegetables. That will increase the food supplies that will be going out there. As you can see now, we've got a nice healthy amount of food, and we've got a nice healthy amount of firewood there as well. So we're looking good for future developments, which is good. Obviously that will assist with that one. And as you can see, we've run out of spots because we have no more hammers left. We're going to need another hammer. How do you get a hammer? Well, you're going to need a mine to build a tool. In here, construction. As you can see, let's go to industry. So, a bloomery, that converts iron ore into iron slabs. And then a smithy converts iron slabs and fuel into tools. So we're going to need a bloomery and a smithy. But before we even we're going to need iron ore. How do we get iron ore? Well, we need to go to mining. And just here, we're going to need a mining pit, which you can extract iron ore from iron ore deposits, clay from clay deposits. And right up here, as you can see, we have got an iron deposit. So we'll click on this. There's a nice healthy lump of it there. So we're going to quickly drop that on there. Nicely, and we'll give it a nice access road as well. From here, we'll go down this hill, and we'll go to there, making a nice little crossroads area. So that's then going to give us iron ore, and that will store that in the storehouse, which, as you can see, it's got some pelts and everything, and we're going to need pelts for leather. So leather's an important one. So for leather, we're going to need to go into industries, and here's all your things again. So you've got your malt house that you're going to need barley into malt, and then we're going to need a brewery to convert the malt into ale. We're going to need that for our tavern, which is our entertainment things to level up our houses. So that's quite important. You've got your tannery that will take a pelt, turn it into leather, and then we've got our weaver shop that converts wool into yarn and flax into linen. Or flax, I should say. As it's coming in, we haven't got any fields or anything like that. So, field-wise, we're going to need farms. Farming, you've got your fields and you've got your farm as well. But as you can see, we are going to need a tool for a farm. So we're going to need to get the smithy and everything like that first before we can even get the farm. Then we've got our fields. And even to get wool as well, we're going to need a sheep farm. We're going to need a pasture, and we're going to need all sorts of things like that as well. Now, of course, if we've got a field like this where we can grow flax, or we can grow barley, or we can grow wheat. Wheat can give us bread, of course. Flax give us for clothing, and barley for ale. So we're going to need all of that, basically. So we're going to need fields. We're going to need a farm. We're going to need a lot of things, and of course, when it's a game where you can't save it, it's going to take a while to get at that. So you're going to need to really dedicate yourself in these early stages of this game to really just get into it, really, and just play it. So it's going to take a lot of time before you get anywhere. So again, as you can see, we've got our mining pit that's under construction at the moment, but we're going to need a couple of other things as well, and I wonder if we've got enough for that one. So industry, we're going to need a bloomery. We have got enough for that one. Cost 2. We've got 4, so that should be okay. So we'll get that for construction. He's going to convert the iron ore into iron slabs. And then we're going to need a smithy as well. We've got enough of that as well. So we'll build a smithy. But we're going to need people to work these as well. As you can see, we've got a population of 15 people now, but it's still only 5 families. And it's a kind of, sort of a family that you would assign to one of these. So we're going to need 3 families effectively here. So we're going to need a lot more people to sort those out. More people means more food, means more fuel as well. Luckily, we're doing okay on that one. We've got 8 months of food, but we've only got 3 months of fuel. So this guy here, he's getting on it, but we're going to need some more of that. And especially when it comes to this as well, because then they're going to need fuel to burn these as well. So if we've got the option of adding another person, we don't. So we haven't got anyone available really to do that. And this is where the importance of choosing what you build comes in as well. Because obviously we're going to need families to run this, but we're going to need to build houses. But we've just used all of our timber to build these. So Timberman has got some work to do ahead of him to get that sorted. As you can see, our berry person has picked a lot, so there's not many berries left. And of course, we're in November now, so come December, that's going to be gone. He's not going to be able to pick any more, so your berry man here will be free, so we could take him away from being the forager, get him on the logs, or get him on the woodcutter. So that's going to be the crucial one. So it's very, very, you've got to be very, very careful of what you choose. Obviously, we've got this area here. Our plot, which we assign to grow some vegetables as well. As you can see, nothing is built because of the season that we're in. It's November. Nothing can really be planted in November, but I'm sure she's going to give it a go and see what she can do. But at the moment, it's very slim pickings in terms of food, so we've got to be careful. As you can see, it's now gone to red. We've only got fuel for 2 months, so we need to make sure that there is timber for them to cut. But I might take this chap off here, stick him on here. Hopefully it assigns it. There's no one there. Was there anything else that was waiting for someone to be assigned to? Probably take one off the hunting. There we go, cool. So we've got 2 people there. So he's I've taken him off that, but obviously I've needed it somewhere else, so he's probably gone on to construction. I think he's gone on to construction because this is being built. There's a couple of people doing that. So as you can see, there's lots of things about. You can't just go barreling in and think, yep, I'm going to put that there, put that there, put that there. You've got to think very carefully in the order that you do it, how many people that you've got coming into the village versus how many resources that you've got. And if you go 1 or 2 ways too much, it will implode on itself. So yeah, you've got to really think about it in terms of the order that you do it. But hopefully it's been a good understanding, and everyone's kind of learned a little bit of kind of the basic mechanics and how to get something going. But yeah, as you can see, just be very careful with it. Take your time with it. Choose what you want to do, but just make sure you've got everything assigned to it. We'll wait till the winter. We'll show you what happens in the winter, but we'll just fast forward this and see what happens. So before winter hits, we've had a lot of time there. We've stocked some things. Firewood's gone up. We've back up to 13 months, which is good, and we've still got 8 months worth of food left over. A couple of things have been built up here as well. Our smithy's built, our bloomery's built, and our mining pit is built, but obviously no one's working on that at the moment. Everyone is working on foraging. I think when it gets into winter, that's when we'll go off foraging. So our forager here, who I think is pretty much done now. We could probably actually get him on mining, which is good because our berry deposit is out, and our next berry deposit, well, we don't have another one, so he's pretty much free to go. So we'll get him on the mining, and we'll start getting some iron ore, and that will be good. But of course, one thing, we've got food stalls, firewood stall, and clothing stall as well. We're going to need a marketplace. So back to construction. Village life, and in here you have got a market area, and you've got the stalls as well. You can only build a stall in a market area, and at the moment, I think, as I've been playing it, you can only build 1 market area per village, I think. So We're going to need, so it's only very small. These are only very small stands, so you don't need it to be a big area. Essentially, it could fit in this area here. So if we go from the corner here, across there, and to there, and we'll say yes to that. And then we'll come here, and we shall build a stand there. As you can see, it will create a load of little pathways, which can look a bit janky.
Let's go, people!
And we don't have enough resources now, so yeah, we can't build the third one, which was, I think, the food one, which is actually probably the most important one. I really didn't think about that before I did it. So we've got enough fuel now, I think. 13 months, I think that's good. So let's remove these two guys off that, get them on that. People. So they can get some more plants. So you really got to take it slow again, not really just fast forward through everything. Oh, we are growing a couple of things here. I've got a couple of cabbages there. That's nice. I heard some mining going on. Our man is busy. Who is it? I don't even know how to say that. But he's building, and he's mining away for some iron. He'll give us some iron ore. You can click on that one to see. At the moment, he's done nothing. He's not given us anything. Now he has. There's one iron ore. Perfect. So that iron ore would then go from there. It would then go to the bloomery, where it would go from iron ore to an iron plate. It would then go from there. It would then go to the smithy, where we turn the iron plate and some fuel from over there. And that will turn it into hammers, meaning then we can build some more areas, i.e. a farm. Now, with farms, you can only build them really in certain places, or you want to build the pastures in certain places as well. So if we go to farming, just here, fields, these are these sort of areas where it's most fertile to grow. So your red areas, no, don't even think about it. Orange, no. Yellow, maybe. Light green, yeah, okay. And then you've got your nice green areas here. And unfortunately, I've built a load of houses over the middle of that. I should have checked that as well before I did that. Well, there's a nice green area here as well. So this sort of area, you can build a nice big field, and you could grow some stuff. Again, it's nice and green here as well, but there's lots of trees there, so we probably don't want to cut that down right next to our wooded area. So we'll probably go for this one up here a little bit later on. But again, same like the houses, doesn't cost anything to build this. You would just take it and make a square there, and yeah, but field size is too big. So you can build a field, but it can't be too big. But yeah, you can do that, but you can still build it. So that's quite weird. But we're not going to build that yet, because obviously we don't need it yet. We need to wait until we've got a farm before we can build that. And farms are more important, because that's how you're going to convert the wheat into grain, and then the grain, so on, will go on to a windmill here to create flour. And then the flour would then go on to a communal oven to create bread. So as you can see, December is hit, snow is falling, and the ground will be covered in snow very, very soon. Obviously, it's only just started snowing, so it will turn into a winter wonderland. It's very, very pretty again when it does that. Hopefully, we've got enough food and supplies to get us through this winter. So here we go then. We're in the height of winter, and as you can see, it's very, very pretty now, and very foggy as well. But crucially, things that are happening right now. Berries, we can't get them anymore. We did pick them all anyway, so we're not worried about that. But yeah, they can't grow back now. They won't be back until winter is over. So in terms of food, 78 berries, that's going to last us all the way through this winter. 5 bread, that's from the original starting food that we started with. We still got 5 bread, which is good. And we've got 54 meat now, so we're pretty cozy on that one. And we've got 57 firewood. As you can see, we've got 9 months of food. We've got 12 months of fuel, so we're pretty good for this winter, which is the main thing. So obviously, we're going to need some more people to help work all these, but for the time being, we'll probably just do it one at a time. So as soon as he's done 6, we would take this guy off that one, put him on that one, and then put him on this one. So yeah, he would go from the mining pit, he would go to the boomery, he would go to the smithy. So he'd be a jack of all trades, basically. So we'll take him on that. So as soon as he's crafted enough, we'll get him on this, and yeah, we will do that. I'm pretty sure it's 1 iron ore makes 1 iron plate. I'm pretty sure. But as you can see, so far it's all going well and it's all good. It's going to take some time as well before we actually gather enough resources to help build a farm, to start fielding. It takes a while. It's going to be a lot, so I'm probably going to pause this now, build up the village quite a bit, and really just kind of then jump in and show you how it works as well. So sometime later, we are finished through winter, we are in spring, it's March, and as you can see, we've got 6 tools now. So our man up here has done his work well. He went from here, he went from the mining pit, he went from the to the bloomery, then he went to the smithy, and he made us some tools. So jack of all trades, he sorted us out nicely. We kept a very close eye on that to build them as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So now it's start the new season. We can start to build some areas. We've got some new houses going up, which means we've got some new peasants coming in, which means we're going to have a lot of new people to help do some farming. So let's sort out that one and get everyone accustomed to that one. So we'll start with the farming area, and we'll start with a farm. And as you can see there, it costs 4 logs and 1 tool. So we can build that one, and obviously, as we remember, our nice green area was over here as well, but we had a nice one over here also. We want to build this as close to that as possible. So if we go for the farm somewhere there, so we'll get that sorted out, and we'll get this field sorted out here. So if we go something for like that. That's not going to work. Let's go for maybe just a small area here then. Like that. So that will clear that area. And give us a nice little area to work with. Obviously, you don't want to use too many areas because it clears all the trees away. Which is obviously bad because we could use that for wood. But as you can see, that's now gone. So when the farm is built, which will give that a fairly high priority. The farmers will go into there, they'll grow whatever we ask them to grow, and that'll be on here. So if we click on here, we get our sort of area of what we want to do, so our crop type. So we need to think, what do we want to grow? Obviously, we're going to need several things. We're going to need clothing, we're going to need ale, and we're going to need bread as well. Obviously, food, quite an important one. We'll probably kickstart with that one. And as you can see, 88% of this land is good for that to grow wheat, barley 56, and 58 for flax. So yeah, okay for that. So we'll start the first one with wheat. We shall rotate the crop. So in our second year, we shall go for flax, and third year we will go for barley. So it gives us 3 years to sort that out. And as you can see, we've got still 1,682 days. So we've still got more than 3 years to get that sorted out. So that'll be good. We won't force anything like that. And so that'll be good. So that's the plan. And as you can see, our workforce limit is 14 people. And you see, we've got no people assigned to this yet. So because we've got no farm yet. So we're going to need a farm before we can go any further with that. But that's kind of the idea behind this. So we're just going to literally now wait for the farm to get built. And then we can really go in and start obviously getting some things grown. So farm is now built. You can see this here now looking mighty here right next to the field, which is really, really handy, of course, because obviously everything will go in here, come into here, and then it'll go from there, and then it will go on to the town. As you can see, we've got some more houses being built up. I've upgraded the back of these houses as well, so we've got lots of vegetables growing, which is excellent. So food this year will be plentiful, and as you can see, that's nice there. And we've still got 7 months worth of food available. We've only got 8 months of fuel, so we've got to keep a very close eye on that one. We've got to make sure that our woodsmith is keeping up with things. We might give him another person there. We'll probably take someone off this stand. Let's just go to the food stall. And we'll take off that one. And hopefully that person now will go to this. Yes, cool. We've got our person on the berries again, which is good. So we've got to make sure that the berries all get foraged. So working hard on that one. As you can see, berries looking lovely there. We're getting stacked up ready for the next winter. Of course, winter does sneak up on you quite quickly. So back to the farm. Right, okay, so we've got all of our workers here. As you can see, there's a lot that we can do. You've got your threshing priority. At the moment, it will set that to low because it's not overly necessary, but we're going to need people, lots of people.
Let's get to work.
So we'll go for 3 people to start off with, and they'll at least start sowing the field, which, of course, if you remember, on there is going to start with that, with wheat, then flax, then barley. So we need to free up 3 workers. At the moment, they're building that. So we need to find 3 willing volunteers. We will probably free up that person in the storeroom. We've got how much food? Oh, we've got 86 meat. I think we don't need to go hunting for a bit, so you can get on the fields. No one in the smithy, no one in here, no one on there. Got 1 person in the granary, but they're keeping the pantry and all the food going there and keeping it stored safely. We want to keep that guy because he's sorting out berries as well. Woodcutter's got 2. How many logs we got? 7. We're not going to be building anything else for a while, so we'll jump that person onto that as well. So hopefully this now has 3. It does indeed. So those 3 people will come over here and they will start sowing. So we'll speed up time and we will show you what happens. So as you can see now, with those 3 people that we asked, as you can see there's more than 3 people here, but you're probably thinking you've only asked 3 people. Remember, that's families that we've asked to start. So we've got people helping out, so husbands, wives, children maybe, who are going to be helping out with this one. So they're now starting to plough and they're going to start seeding and getting everything ready. So we'll keep an eye on this field and we'll see what happens. So as you can see, they're getting through it, but it's taking some time. Now, remember, we've got more families that we can use because we built more houses. So as you can see, we've got some unassigned families. So what we can do is we can go back to the farm. We can increase this by 2, give us some more people, and hopefully we can get through this a little bit quicker. So as you can see, they've done a good job there. They're doing the last little things now and they're still ploughing by hand. As soon as they've done that, they will start seeding and they'll get this field sorted and everything growing. Now, of course, we can't stay and watch that for the whole year, of course, because we've got to make sure that everything else is ready for the winter. And as you can see, we've got 5 months worth of fuel, 6 months worth of fuel. So we've got to make sure that everything is keeping topped up. So you've got to keep a very close eye on that one. So we've got our woodcutters, they're still going, so that's fine. Got our berry person going. but we haven't got anyone on hunting. But again, we've got another family that's moved into one of our houses, so we can get someone back on hunting, and we can keep that food source coming in as well. And as soon as we've done with this one, so we can get wheat and we can start baking some bread, and that's all good as well. So it's all really going to be down to as soon as you've got a field down and you've got wheat coming in and everything building along those lines, you're pretty much set, I would say. But remember, we're going to need things to build. We're going to need to build things to get bread, aren't we? We're going to need a windmill, and we're going to need a communal oven. So windmill, obviously you can see you can put that kind of wherever you want. You can see there the efficiency as well. Very, very critical there. The higher, the better. And as you can see, all 98% just there. That's pretty much probably as good as we're going to get, being so close to where we want to be. So I would say we're going to go there with the windmills. That will convert the wheat. So the crop will come from here. The wheat will go into the farm. The farm will then turn that into grain. The grain will then go to the windmill that's being built. That will turn it into flour. And then the flour, when it goes to the communal oven, that will turn it into bread. And we'll probably put the communal oven probably just here, because then it's close to the store, relatively close to that as well. So so we'll go from there to there to there to there to there. So yeah, you can see that. So now that will be built, but it's all going to be down to how long the crops take, which will take a full year effectively to grow. So they'll go through winter, end of winter, and then they'll come back, and then it can all happen. So hopefully that's given you an understanding of how to get farming to work, what you're going to need to get the bread going in. Obviously, the more people that you've got, the adding the options in the back here as well. Obviously, the mining for the hammers, your berry collection, your hunting, and your fuel and your wood. You've got your storage here as well. Obviously, we haven't really gone over fully, but as long as you've got someone working there, he can help store things. We haven't at the moment because we've prioritised the farming, and your granary as well to help store the food, keep that all nice and safe over the winter. But hopefully that's given you a good understanding of how to really get kick-started in this game. And yeah, it should be all good. So we'll probably leave this here. I probably won't go any further with it. And of course, because there's no save function, as soon as we close this game, that's it. We lose all this progress. But I'm absolutely fine with that one. As long as you guys have learned of how the sort of mechanics of this game work, that's the sort of main thing that I wanted to get across in this video. But thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned. Obviously, as soon as this game gets fully released, I will be playing it constantly, I'm sure. So make sure you do stick around for that one. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did like the video, and make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos.